Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. Across the United States and in several other countries, a wave of activity unlike anything in recent financial history is unfolding. Long lines are forming outside designated exchange centers, private banking offices, and select branches of major financial institutions. The reason? The long-anticipated Iraqi Dinar (IQD) exchange process has entered a highly active phase, with credible reports confirming that revalued rates are now live for in-person redemption appointments. For IQD holders, this is more than a currency exchange. It's the culmination of years, in some cases decades, of patience, speculation, and preparation. The scene outside these centers is both orderly and electric. Security is tight, banking staff are working in shifts to handle the influx, and an air of quiet urgency hangs over the crowds. Many IQD holders have been contacted through appointment scheduling systems, while others, responding to word-of-mouth and verified banking communications, are arriving at designated locations in anticipation of immediate processing. The tipping point has arrived. For years, the Iraqi Dinar community has been waiting for a clear, verifiable signal that the revaluation had moved from rumor to reality. While previous market movements and speculative chatter created occasional surges of excitement, none had the tangible confirmation now visible nationwide. Bank sources have reported that exchange centers, both within major bank branches and as standalone facilities, were prepped over the last several weeks for this moment. Currency verification machines, security protocols, cash reserves, and digital payment infrastructures were all put into place in preparation for what is now being described as the largest coordinated currency exchange event in modern U.S. banking history. Many exchange participants describe receiving discreet notifications or private calls from bank representatives with whom they had pre-established relationships. Others were directed to secure portals to confirm their eligibility and book exchange windows. The structure of these appointments appears designed to minimize chaos and ensure steady processing without overwhelming staff or causing unnecessary public disruptions. Banks taking the lead. Multiple credible reports indicate that some of the biggest names in banking, Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and certain Tier 1 regional institutions, are heavily involved. While many banks are keeping public statements minimal for security reasons, insiders have confirmed that entire sections of their branch networks have been converted into temporary exchange centers. Behind the scenes, wealth managers, private bankers, and compliance officers have been briefed on protocols, rates, and verification steps. Every node is being run through advanced scanning equipment to confirm authenticity, and transactions are being logged under strict anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism financing guidelines. Several sources close to these institutions have stressed that this is a structured process, not an open walk-in event. That said, the sight of lines forming outside many facilities suggests that word of the active exchange phase is spreading rapidly. In some cases, people have arrived at centers hoping to secure same-day processing without appointments, though most banks are prioritizing scheduled clients first. Security at the forefront. Given the scale of the IQD revaluation and the financial amounts involved, security has become a non-negotiable priority. Many centers have uniformed and plainclothes security personnel on site, while others are coordinating with local law enforcement for traffic and crowd control. Entrances are tightly monitored. Individuals are often asked to provide multiple forms of identification before they can even enter the exchange area. Electronic devices may be restricted in certain zones, and strict confidentiality agreements are being enforced to prevent leaks of sensitive rate or procedural information. Security measures extend beyond physical safety. Cybersecurity teams have reinforced digital transaction networks to ensure that large transfers, whether to domestic accounts, international banks, or structured investment vehicles, are processed without interference. The mood among participants. For those in line, emotions are running high. There's excitement, relief, and in some cases disbelief. Many holders of the IQD have weathered years of skepticism from friends, family, and even financial professionals who dismissed the investment as a long shot. Now, as they stand at the threshold of converting their holdings into substantial sums, there's a sense of vindication. Conversations in line are a mix of practical discussions, such as how to structure deposits or whether to take lump sum cash payouts, and expressions of gratitude for having stayed the course. Some exchange participants have shared personal stories, retirees hoping to secure lifelong financial stability, parents planning to pay off mortgages and fund college education for their children, and small business owners looking to reinvest their windfall into new ventures. Rates and structured options. While exact rates remain closely guarded by participating banks, multiple verified accounts confirm that the new IQD value is several magnitudes higher than the long-standing market rate. The exact figures vary slightly depending on the nature of the exchange, whether it's a straightforward conversion or part of a structured contract arrangement. Structured payouts are reportedly being offered to high-volume holders, with incentives such as higher rates in exchange for agreeing to staggered disbursements over a set period. These arrangements are designed to protect both the banking system and the wider economy from sudden liquidity shocks. Other options include immediate cash payouts, direct deposit into existing accounts, and transfers into newly established wealth management portfolios. Many banks are pairing clients with financial advisors on the spot, ensuring that the sudden influx of capital is managed responsibly. The global context. This surge in IQD exchange activity is not occurring in isolation. Reports from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia suggest that similar centers are active in multiple countries, often coordinated through regional banking hubs. In Iraq itself, the revaluation has been accompanied by a series of government and central bank measures to stabilize the currency, regulate trade, and boost foreign investment. Internationally, currency markets are adjusting to the new valuations, with some forex platforms briefly freezing IQD trading to allow for recalibration. Analysts predict that the ripple effects of this revaluation could extend far beyond Iraq's borders, influencing oil trade agreements, debt repayment schedules, and regional investment flows. Preparation paying off. Those who prepared thoroughly are finding the process smoother. Over the past few months, many IQD holders took steps to get their identification documents updated, establish relationships with bank representatives, and understand potential tax implications. Legal and tax professionals have been advising clients on strategies for minimizing liabilities while remaining compliant with U.S. tax law. Trust structures, charitable foundations, and diversified investment portfolios are all being considered as tools for managing newfound wealth. The banking industry, too, has clearly prepared for this moment. From training staff to upgrading systems and coordinating security, months, if not years, of behind-the-scenes work are now on full display as thousands of transactions are processed daily. Challenges and misinformation. Not everything has been smooth. The rapid spread of news has led to confusion in some areas, with unverified claims circulating on social media. This has resulted in some individuals showing up at non-participating branches or attempting to exchange without the required documentation. Banks have reiterated the importance of following official communication channels. Walk-ins without prior verification or appointment may be turned away, not as a refusal to process exchanges, but as a measure to maintain security and order. Another challenge is the presence of opportunists looking to exploit the situation. Authorities have warned of scams involving fake exchange centers, fraudulent rate confirmations, and phishing attempts targeting IQD holders. Official advisories emphasize that legitimate exchanges will only take place at authorized financial institutions and that participants should never hand over currency to third parties outside a secure, documented transaction. Life after the exchange. For many, the exchange is only the beginning. Financial professionals stress that sudden wealth can be as challenging to manage as financial hardship, if not more so. Those walking out of exchange centers with newly credited 7- or 8-figure bank balances are being urged to take a disciplined approach. Immediate recommendations include: avoid large impulsive purchases in the first 90 days after the exchange. Work with licensed professionals to create a diversified investment plan. Establish tax strategies early to avoid surprises in the next filing cycle. Consider philanthropy as a structured part of wealth management. Maintain security awareness, as public knowledge of sudden wealth can increase vulnerability. Some banks are even offering post-exchange workshops for high-value clients, covering topics such as legacy planning, trust creation, and risk mitigation. A historic moment for the IQD community. From online forums to private conference calls, the IQD community has spent years dissecting every hint, headline, and rumor about a possible revaluation. Now, those same communities are alive with first-hand accounts of successful exchanges, rate confirmations, and life-changing financial outcomes. This moment is historic not just for individual investors but for the larger narrative of Iraq's economic recovery. The revaluation of the dinar is seen by many as both a symbol and a tool for restoring the country's role in the global economy. By stabilizing its currency and aligning with international trade norms, Iraq positions itself for a new chapter of economic growth. Looking ahead, while the initial wave of exchanges is intense, experts believe this process will unfold in phases. The current rush likely represents the most informed and prepared segment of IQD holders, those who have tracked developments closely and established banking relationships in advance. In the weeks and months ahead, additional waves are expected as less informed holders become aware of the active exchange process and as banks expand capacity. Rates may fluctuate slightly over time, and structured contract options may evolve based on economic conditions and banking system needs. For now, the sight of lines outside exchange centers stands as visible proof that what was once a long-debated possibility is now a tangible reality. For the thousands of individuals who waited patiently, the doors are finally open, and the future, for many, looks radically different than it did just a few weeks ago. Like and subscribe for more videos.